Hi.
We're here!
We're back. Welcome to Sidewalk Slam.
We're also not wearing pants.
Hey. We got a new studio here, and I mean, maybe I am wearing pants. I probably am, but you can't tell because we have this desk. This is not the final desk we're going to have. We're going to get a custom desk suitable for 4 people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's going to have a slight. It's going to have like a panel in the front.
Yeah.
What's known as a modesty panel, and then the back is going to be sort of
That's
angled.
actually what it's called?
Yeah, it's going to be angled slightly.
Yeah.
So that like when there's 2 people, we'll be like slightly facing one another, sort of like we were before, and then when there's 4 people, it'll be like 2 and 2. It'll be sort of like a shallow triangle like that.
Oh, yeah.
This is all relevant if you're actually watching the show.
If you're on YouTube right now.
So welcome to the new podcast head. If this is your first time watching it, we've been using it for our other podcasts, and I like it.
I like it a lot.
Pretty excited about
I like
it.
how darker it is.
Yeah. Happy to.
I'm a creature of the night,
Yeah.
so.
It's actually quite light. It just has more shadow, right?
Yeah.
It's like cool, like studio lighting.
Yeah. I feel like
There's
more professional.
contrast.
10% more professional.
It's good. Feels good. Speaking of professional, let's catch
Oh, God.
you up on where we're at. This is Sidewalk Slam. We are a wrestling podcast focusing on WWE with a focus on storyline and narrative, going through the pay-per-views and the weekly shows. And this episode is about SummerSlam 2017.
Yes.
Now, the last episode we did was Money Rules for Money in the Bank and Extreme Rules. And in between that and SummerSlam, there were indeed 2 pay-per-views. There was Great Balls of Fire, which was
surprisingly
good.
Yeah.
And there was Battleground, which was surprisingly poor.
Yeah, it was surprisingly mediocre.
Yeah.
It was shockingly mediocre, I think is the term I use.
Deeply medium. And we, in an effort to get back sort of a little bit more regular, our whole schedule got thrown around by having to move our offices and everything, which was again unexpected. So we're jumping back in with SummerSlam, which was about a week and a half ago now. I guess, a little over a week ago, because we had the Penny Arcade Expo in the interim. And where relevant, we will talk about stuff that happened at Great Balls of Fire and Battleground as they pertain to what led us to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So I guess let's jump in.
Things are going to be a little hazy this episode. We're going to kind of fumble our way through it, but.
So, from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York.
Is it just in Brooklyn? Is it here? It's been here the last 2 years, right?
Yeah.
A couple years? 3 years?
3 years.
3 years? Yeah, it's always. I kind of like that.
Because the night prior was NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3.
Yeah.
TakeOver Brooklyn 3 was the night prior to this, yeah.
I like that, like where they keep going back to the same place. Like
SummerSlam was in LA for like several years as well, also in a row, which was interesting.
The crowds are always good at these Brooklyn things, though.
Yeah.
That's why I hope they keep coming back.
Yeah. So from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, and brought to you by Cricket Wireless and KFC, this is SummerSlam.
Should we touch on TakeOver quickly?
If you like.
It was very good. Did you watch it?
I didn't actually.
Didn't? Okay.
I saw the fallout of the title match.
Yeah. Bobby Roode lost to Drew McIntyre in the main event. Drew McIntyre was around back when I wasn't really watching wrestling.
He was the other member of 3MB.
Yeah,
the 3-man band.
So 2 members of 3-man band are world champions.
World titles right now, yeah.
Because Drew McIntyre is the NXT champion.
So you know what this means? Heath Slater versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only reasonable course of action. That's it. Well, I mean, we did get a preview of that. Remember way back when were building up to Royal Rumble?
Yeah, and it was when Heath Slater was the free agent.
Yeah. Oh, it was way before Royal Rumble then. It would have been before Survivor Series.
Yeah, it was after the brand split because he was the last pick. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he didn't have a job, and Brock Lesnar, I don't give a shit about your kids.
Yeah.
What else happened? We also had some debuts at NXT TakeOver. They didn't debut on that show. They debuted on a taping, but separately. So Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, also known as Red Dragon, they were tag team together. They had them debut separately though. Kyle O'Reilly is like awesome, great, like super, like you're like stereotypical. I hate to like brand him as like an indie guy, but like
Right.
super technically sound, like great storyteller in the ring. I don't know what he's like on the mic. I can't make any judgments, and I don't know a lot about Bobby Fish. I do know as a tag team they are incredibly they're critically acclaimed. They were like PWG and ROH tag team champions, I think, for a while. And then also Adam Cole. Adam Cole was a prominent member of the Bullet Club for a while in New Japan.
Yeah.
And then he was the ROH or the Ring of Honor World Champion for at least 2 or 3 times. I think he was the first repeat champion.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Adam Cole. But Adam Cole's amazing. Great on the mic, great in the ring. I'm super excited to see. But him, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish and Adam Cole are like a kind of a stable because they attacked Drew McIntyre after the show ended. But yeah, if you haven't watched TakeOver, go watch it. It was great. Johnny Gargano, that whole like storyline kind of got derailed because Tommaso Ciampa got hurt.
Right.
As is the case with wrestling these days, it seems like it's like the worst possible injury at the worst time. I'm trying to think what else happened.
But I understand, fuck Ciampa, so.
Yeah, fuck Ciampa.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a storyline thing.
Yeah.
There was a betrayal.
Yeah.
And it hurt everyone deeply.
We were very upset. I was upset.
Great.
Anyway.
Great story.
Thought I'd just touch on it because I know people in the comments are going to be like,
Yeah.
what about TakeOver?
TakeOver, generally great.
Yeah.
So, into the kickoff show. The Miz on the kickoff show.
Yeah. I felt like he was really upset about this.
He's continued to be amazing.
Excellent.
But yeah, The Miz and the Miztourage
Yes.
of Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. We mentioned this in the last
Graham,
episode.
Where did the Miztourage come from?
Did
we touch on it last? Yeah, we did.
A little bit.
Yeah.
There was this they were teasing this ongoing thing with the Miz making a bunch of mistakes and Maurice really holding it against him, and he was being antagonized by Dean Ambrose, who at one point disguised himself in a bear outfit, and there was. He also thought that Dean Ambrose was in a bear outfit and attacked a guy wearing a bear outfit who was not even a wrestler.
Yeah.
And then eventually there were two guys in bear outfits, and then they attacked Dean Ambrose, and it turns out that they're actually Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. And so they're now the Miztourage, so they're basically Miz's cronies, which is great. Good for him to have cronies. So
Good for Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel to have some screen time. Finally. Jeez Louise.
And so it was them versus the Hardy Boys and Jason Jordan.
So, let's touch on Jason Jordan.
For many, many weeks,
Yeah.
Corey Graves
I have a strong feeling this is going to go down if we do another year-end thing. Most disappointing, storyline.
The thing is, it wasn't like a massive letdown of oh, they really fucked that up. It was like, oh, okay. It was just sort of like, that was weird.
The wrestling world let out a collective One Punch Man okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
For weeks, Corey Graves was getting texts at ringside.
Yeah.
And he had to excuse himself, during commentary. And Michael Cole would be like, what the hell's going on? And he's like, sorry, something came up. And what, during the show? And he's like, yeah, I couldn't wait, sorry.
You're working.
Well, what is it? Sorry, people tell me things.
Yeah.
Because apparently...
Yeah, they're really ever since the, they revealed that the 1 week, he's like, yeah, people tell me things, and they've really been driving that point home.
So he'd been talking quietly backstage with Kurt Angle, sort of hushed whispers, how are we going to deal with this or whatever.
Yeah.
And that actually, Corey Graves knowing what's up came up also for the Enzo Amore Big Cass storyline, which we'll touch on later.
And it also came up for the Natalia. Did Natalia betray somebody? No, the Carmella thing. Didn't?
Oh, was that when Corey was on SmackDown?
I think
was that
so.
still Corey doing
that? Was that Corey? Am I thinking about this wrong? Didn't Corey out this?
Maybe. Huh. Anyway. The point is, the end result of this whole thing is that Kurt Angle has an illegitimate son. And that son is Jason Jordan from American Alpha, who is the once great, now forgotten tag team on SmackDown.
Yeah. Were they? Could you argue that they were ever great on SmackDown?
Well, once great in NXT, never great on SmackDown. Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. Jason Jordan often lauded as like a next generation and also black Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Like very similar look, similar background, similar wrestling style. And so...
Well, I mean, even Chad Gable's like a former Olympian.
Yeah, and I mean, even American Alpha's whole gimmick was very similar to the World's Greatest Tag Team, which was the tag team that Kurt Angle mentored when he was still an active wrestler. And so they were like, well, Jason Jordan is Kurt Angle's illegitimate son, also mixed race, because that's scandalous, I guess.
I don't know.
Apparently.
It's like, okay, I didn't even think about that. Like, do you think that's what they thought? Like, it'll be scandalous.
I think there's still an element of that, probably. Yeah. Anyway, then so now Jason Jordan's on Raw to be with Dad.
Yeah.
It was very like.
It was weird.
Well, because there's nothing happened, right? It wasn't like now because we know this. Like, this is not fucking Game of Thrones, right? It's like it's not like Jason Jordan is now the next in line to be the general manager of Raw, right? Like him being the bastard child of King Angle doesn't mean anything, and nobody cared. Yeah. Everyone was like, "Oh,
okay.
Well, that's your business. I don't."
Yeah. I guess like.
Kurt Angle, by the way, has been great as Raw GM.
Oh, he's been awesome.
I love the way that his character is, where he's actually been like, he's been being very like almost annoyingly fair.
Yeah.
Right. I've been
for both, like for heels and babyfaces.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying that. Whereas on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon are much more sort of like not trying to let the heels get one up, and they go to bat for the faces more often, and they definitely make it harder for the faces, but the faces sort of get around it by virtue of like, Vince has ultimate say, and so there's that sort of dynamic. Whereas Angle is just he's very like he's trying to be as neutral as possible, which has been very interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been no. It's like okay, so in storyline, Jason Jordan's dad is Kurt Angle.
Yep.
And
that's it. And we were just supposed to accept it at face value. It was just like, here's my kid. And we were all supposed to go, all right.
Yeah.
But then nothing's happened.
It's a very soap opera storyline, which again is fine. It's just sort of like...
It's just like, I really wish they...
I don't know why he was so worried is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, why was he so afraid? Because nothing is... There was... The news is out, and there was no fallout.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like, because when they were building up to it, it was like, oh, we got this big problem. Like, Kurt's career is on the line, like, his job's on the line, and then they're like, just kidding, it's my kid. And then everyone's like, okay. And then they all went back to work, like, nothing happened.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I don't recall exactly what led to the Miztourage facing the Hardys and Jason Jordan in this match.
They literally just threw it together.
But I would believe it.
Yeah.
It wasn't important. The Miztourage won.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Jordan ate the pin, too, which a lot of people looked into.
Mm. Also on the pre-show, Neville defeated Akira Tozawa to become the new Cruiserweight champion. But wait, you're saying, yeah.
But wait, Graham, I have a question. Yeah. So, Neville beat Tozawa
at SummerSlam,
the Cruiserweight champion. But how did Neville lose?
To Tozawa on an episode of Raw. According to backstage reports, because Vince felt like it.
Really?
Apparently,
actually, that doesn't surprise me.
Apparently, it was just like...
we need something for the show?
Let's change a title tonight.
Yeah.
Tozawa's going over Neville. No planning, no setup. Ta-da!
Gee, it feels like...
It's good. It's good for the Titus brand. Titus has been trying to recruit Akira Tozawa.
Yeah. So
it's not important. I'm sorry.
It's not working out. Yeah. The Titus brand.
The Titus brand stuff has been actually doing pretty well for Titus.
Yeah.
But Apollo Crews and Tozawa have just been dying.
Yeah.
By the association.
Tozawa's like screaming thing needs to kind of not be a thing.
Oh, the ha.
Yeah. But yeah, Neville. I don't know. I just felt like when I watched this match and I was like. Or watched the Raw match, and he lost. I was like, wait, what? I was like really upset because they spent all this time having Neville as like this big, mean, angry, awesome cruiserweight heel, and then they just kind of like, time for Raw, title match, and then that was it. And I was like, man, they should have just waited. Why did they do it at some? I don't know. Look, man, I'm not a wrestling booker. I don't know what's right. Obviously.
Sometimes they don't, though.
That's true.
As witnessed.
Yeah.
Also, the last match on the pre-show, which I want to mention, is the New Day versus the Usos for
so fucking good.
the New Day's SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Because at Battleground, New Day defeated the Usos to become the first ever Raw and SmackDown, the first people to hold the current lineage of the Raw Tag Team titles.
Like it must have happened like
the
at the other brand split though, right?
Yeah, but in this
timeline?
lineage of the belts.
Yeah.
Yes.
In this current timeline.
On the Earth 2 timeline. the New Day is the first tag team to hold the belts on both brands.
Well, I mean, like as far as the WWE is concerned, like this is a new timeline. Like nothing, when the brand split happens, it's like everything that was kind of there before is gone.
It's like Crisis on Infinite. Crisis on Infinite brands. The New 52, that whole thing.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
The New Day,
just constantly
52.
rebooting their universe.
I mean, kinda. Anyway, the match at Battleground also was probably one of the best matches of that night.
I think. Oh, I mean, if the Battleground night, yeah.
Xavier Woods hit. This was actually the finish of the match. Xavier Woods hit an elbow drop, from like
8 miles
from
away.
downtown, like top turnbuckle elbow drop, to one of the Usos who was on like the other side of the ring. It was very impressive.
Dude, I just love watching the Usos. This heel turn. I
So
never
the
thought I would
Usos
say, hey, I love the Usos.
The Usos win it back tonight. Yeah.
I love them.
And the New Day have been doing
I always
really well
liked them,
also.
but I was like, I didn't like the goofy, that goofy gimmick they had, which was nothing. Well, I mean, the basketball thing we didn't understand.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I just didn't get it. That's why.
Day
Not
one
smart
ish.
enough. Yeah, me and intellectual.
Oh my God. I did actually see.
Yeah.
I have to mention this at Battleground because it's not going to come up tonight, but the ongoing Breezango
Oh my God.
backstage fashion file stuff.
Yeah.
So
Because they moved on to like the X-Files, right? Did we cover? Was that? With
yeah,
Ted
that's
David?
what I wanted to mention
Yeah.
because you remember they had that one-off gag about the Usos shirts with the day one ish.
Yeah.
And he was like, "We're gonna beat the Usos, and then our day one will be H."
Yeah.
So they did an episode of the Fashion Files that was the Fashion X Files.
Yeah.
With Fandango as Mulder and Tyler Breeze as with a red wig as Scully.
Yeah.
And it starts and they do like the fake X Files intro, and then the end of the titles it said, "The truth is not H," which is like
That's so rad.
months later to have a callback to a random gag line in one of these other Fashion Files just killed me.
I think like as much as SmackDown's been floundering a little bit
Yeah,
the last couple months.
Since the supplemental draft, it's been pretty dire.
But the Fashion Files is widely considered like the gem. It is.
best thing they're doing.
It's the gem that's been going. I mean, you probably find a lot of it on YouTube.
Yeah, I think they're all on YouTube.
You should look them up. They're really fun. We still haven't had the reveal to who was. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know if they did it this week, but the reveal to who's been trashing their stuff.
Because apparently it's not the Ascension.
It's not the
Because in
Ascension.
the Battleground episode of the Fashion X Files, the Ascension shows up and is like, "No, it's not us," and then they leave and Breezango get attacked. So who could it be?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the one where they did the horror movie thing when one of them got dragged out of.
Fandango
There was like the
both
flashlight.
unconscious, and Fandango's getting dragged out of the room.
It was rad. I really liked it.
weird.
It's just like I love it when they do stuff like this. Like they just like they're like okay. It feels like they are letting the talent have more. Like when you can tell. They're like, okay, guys, you got a little bit of creative input with this. Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And you can tell when they're actually enjoying their job, because these things have been awesome, and they obviously have some input.
Yeah.
Because it's not like anything else that's on WWE TV. And you can just like it's the stuff when the new that the New Day was doing at one point. I think they've kind of eased off on that stuff, but like the Time Machine.
Yeah.
And like even the. Oh God, what was the time? Was it the Time Machine time when they interviewed the guy from the crowd, and his name was something?
Oh, Sonny Boy?
Sonny Boy.
That wasn't a good bit.
No. But I mean, like you can tell, like they're trying. You know what I mean? Like
Also, speaking as a side tangent, talking about WWE stuff that's really funny and worth your while. There's a second season of Southpaw Regional
I haven't
Wrestling.
watched it yet.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's maybe not as focused as the first season, but it's still very funny.
Are you watching that from a filmmaker's lens though?
Yeah, just like sort of storytelling. Like the first one was all about the lead up to Lethal Leap Year.
Yeah.
Right, and this is about the lead up to a different, I don't remember the name of it, a different pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But it's a little more,
Kind of like too many
loose.
branching paths. Like,
Yeah, just too many things in there just as gags.
Oh, just for the sake of being like, here's old-timey wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Though I did like that I can't remember the character name, that they, Southpaw Regional Wrestling hired their first female wrestler.
Yeah.
And she's played by Natalia.
Yeah.
And they're interviewing her, and she's like really excited to do whatever. And then after like 2 episodes of talking about it, finally, Lance Catamaran, which is John Cena, is like, you can't hire one. You need more than one. What's she gonna do?
I'm gonna have to watch.
She's like yelling off camera.
I totally
It's
forgot
like,
about it.
there's only one
Yeah.
women's wrestler.
That's great. That's so awesome. And yeah.
Speaking of John Cena, who again, fantastic as Lance Catamaran in Southpaw Regional Wrestling. Not as great here. SummerSlam overall started out
really awkwardly.
again. This is a 4-hour pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like 6 with the pre-show and everything. 4-hour
This is
pay-per-view
an awkward beginning.
that did not start well and did improve greatly over the course of the night.
Yeah.
But was pretty rough going at the beginning. I don't know that this match was the lowest point in the night, but the curtain jerker was John Cena, big match.
Oh, it definitely wasn't the lowest part of the night. Maybe the most like.
You're right. I never know. But anyway, John Cena versus Baron Corbin in a grudge match. Now,
we're gonna go into a little bit of backstage stuff here because this is important. And this is all information that I've only read about.
Same.
I wasn't there.
No.
I don't know why they did this, but the dots connect a little bit when you watch this match. You're like, oh.
at the end of the last episode with Matt, at the end of the last episode of this show,
We were so excited.
with Matt Tabak, we
Yeah.
were excited that Baron Corbin had just won the Money in the Bank contract, and we were curious to see what the Lone Wolf would bring to being Mr. Money in the Bank and cashing that in. Then, on an episode of SmackDown, John Cena is having a match versus Jinder Mahal.
Yeah.
I can't even remember if it was actually a title match or not.
Yeah.
And Baron Corbin ran down, cashed in Money in the Bank, was getting ready to...
Oh, yeah, because Corbin distracted John Cena.
Right.
That's how John Cena lost.
Okay. So Corbin's getting ready to attack Jinder Mahal. John Cena's standing on the apron behind him. Instead of going after Jinder, he turns around, bops Cena, then turns back around to deal with Jinder. Jinder jumps him. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he rolls him up.
Rolls him up somehow, and Corbin loses the match and thereby fails to cash in Money in the Bank and loses the Money in the Bank contract.
Yeah.
And what a massive letdown.
Woof. I was not happy when this happened.
No. And then
I mean, like, every cashing can't be successful,
no,
but the way that it happened,
it was so stupid.
yeah, it was.
It was like it made Corbin look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Right? Like it made him look foolish. It was harmful to his character.
But like in their eyes, they're like, oh, we're just furthering the John Cena Corbin storyline, right? Like, I mean, like, I'm just saying, I'm trying to
There wasn't
defend...
even really a John Cena Corbin storyline at that point.
Yeah.
Right? Like this match at SummerSlam is happening because of that. And there's no energy going into this match. It's such a nothing feud.
Yeah.
Right? And
Well, I mean,
John Cena kind of treated it like that. Like this was not an exciting match.
No.
Like it looked like Cena didn't care.
like, there's rumors.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, you can look on Twitter, but maybe the tweets aren't there anymore, but I guess Baron Corbin made fun of some Army vets?
Like
I
one.
want to say by accident, but it wasn't an accident.
Well,
he didn't realize.
He made fun of someone. He didn't realize they were a veteran. It was one person. He was shitty to someone on Twitter
Yeah.
because he's a heel. By the way, Kevin Owens is a massive asshole to people on Twitter, and
Yeah.
it's great. And for some reason, when Baron Corbin does it, it just comes across weird.
Yeah.
And so he was an asshole to someone on Twitter, and then people were like, "Oh, that's a veteran. How dare you?" And then it turned into like this thing backstage where like apparently he got like some people thought it was a dick thing to do.
Yeah.
But actually a dick thing to do rather than just a storyline dick thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe as a result of that, maybe some other things, it looked like Baron Corbin was being like
Punished.
publicly
I mean, even in this
shamed.
match, it looked like he was being punished, right?
Dude,
Like,
half this card looked like Vince just punishing people.
yeah.
Some of these matches looked really petty.
Yeah.
If you
That's the perfect word.
if you
Petty.
buy into this notion,
Yeah.
this notion that like certain people had heat on them backstage, then it looks like at least 3 matches on this card is Vince publicly shaming someone on their second biggest show of the year.
Yeah. I refuse to believe that, but
Yeah.
I could be convinced other like there's like it's not like I can't be like I'm saying like no it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
It looks like that, but I almost like refuse to believe that a man who runs a multi-million-dollar company would do this. But
Yeah.
hey man, I don't know. We're not. That's why I want to be. It's situations like this. I want to be a fly on the wall backstage, just to listen.
Yeah.
You know, just to know. And we're not. You know what I've always wondered? Is there ever going to be a Vince McMahon like tell-all documentary, or it's going to have to be like 8 years long?
Not while he's alive.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like, will
I
we
think-
ever
I think-
get
I think
Vince to
they're-
sit down and be like, we have questions?
I think they're
Right?
working on one, but like he gets final approval, so it's gonna make him look like a fucking god.
Yeah. Could you imagine, like, if you could sit down and just interview him? Like, you get 2 hours of Vince time. 2 hours, and he answers every question. Like, zone of truth. Like,
Right.
he's in the zone of truth.
He answers everything truthfully.
Yeah.
That's tough.
What would be the first thing you ask him? Not to derail this conversation, but I really want to know now.
Man.
You get one question. I know that's a big ask, but
There's so many things.
I'd ask about CM Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
Or letting Danny Bryan wrestle. Like, what happened?
have you really never heard of a burrito? That's not what I would ask him,
I know.
but I'm really
That
curious.
reminds me of that Simpsons episode. Are you the head of the Quickie Mart? Yes. Really? Yes. Really? Yes. Okay, that's your 3 questions. Like, thank you. Come again. Like, oh. But anyway, yeah. I'd ask about CM Punk or Daniel Bryan. Those are the things I'd want to know about. Anyway, so this match was just John Cena bouncing around, having fun and goofing, having a goof, as the McElroy brothers would say.
He
like,
was not taking Corbin seriously, and as a result, it made Corbin look like an idiot.
Yeah.
And apart from a "Where's your briefcase?" chant from the audience, this was pretty underwhelming and not an interesting.
That
match.
was a great chant, though.
Yeah.
I think at NXT too, like that's where that chant came from. He was at NXT. He was on the panel at the NXT show.
Oh.
I think, or maybe the pre-show panel, and they're like, "Where's your briefcase?" Or like, "You fucked up" was like another chant.
Nice.
But the "Where's your briefcase" chant, that's like wrestling fans sometimes knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
And also this match too was a lot of time. I don't know if it was like a what's the word I'm looking for? Allegory. Like Baron Corbin was yelling at the crowd the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why he lost.
Right.
So rather than yelling at people on Twitter, he should be focusing on doing his. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
I think that's reading too deep into it, but
Yeah.
yeah. So Baron Corbin loses. John Cena breaks out that big old dump truck shovel.
Yup.
Now John Cena has shipped to Raw
Yeah.
after this whole, because we're going to touch on John Cena. Well, we're talking about John Cena right now. So John Cena's got shipped to Raw, and he has been put right in a feud with Roman Reigns. I think we'll wait till the next show to really cover all that. But there's been 2 weeks of Raw since SummerSlam, and there's been a couple promos featuring John Cena and Roman Reigns in the ring together that have been really great for John Cena, not so good for Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's all. They're awesome, though. You can look them up on YouTube.
Yeah. Man, that promo's a hell of a thing. Next match.
Actually, before we go on,
Yeah.
in the comments, I want to know what your question to Vince McMahon would be.
Oh.
That's what I want.
You get one
Yeah,
question.
one
that
question.
he has to answer truthfully.
Yes.
All right. I don't know how to form it as a question, but
Could you form it as a charade?
I really want to know more about Vince's. I assume this is some sort of like deep-seated stuff, but I want to know more about Vince's obsession with the male form.
Oh, like big dudes and like
Big dudes, but like that bodybuilding thing that he did for a while. Like
you're going psychiatry
Yeah.
levels of stuff.
what's up with this guy? There's nothing wrong with being into the male form.
Yeah.
But there's the way that Vince is into it is very odd. You should look up. You shouldn't because it's dumb. But if you're interested, what the hell was it called? Was it like the XBL or something?
No, the World Bodybuilding Federation, WBF, I think it was.
WB
Back in the 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like WBF.
So there was like this world bodybuilding thing that Vince did, and it was very much like Bobby Heenan was on commentary.
Yeah,
Like it was
like wrestling.
It was like bodybuilding but for wrestling. So it was. They did like 2 pay-per-views, and so they would introduce this guy, and he'd have this whole intro video with music and props.
You're gonna have to find clips of this.
They were so ridiculous. And then they come out onto stage and take all the costume and props off.
Yeah.
And then pose for like 8 minutes and then leave.
Yeah.
And then the next guy comes out with music and pyro, and one guy's got a gun and he's dressed up like Rambo and he's saving a girl from the bad guy, and then he takes all his clothes off and poses for 8 minutes.
And there's another guy comes out and he's dressed like a gun.
Vince and Bobby Heenan and someone else are like doing wrestling commentary on the whole thing. It's like a fever dream. It's absolutely messed up. And it's like, this is what Vince wants. He wants everyone to look at the muscles.
I think it's just like he loves characters so much.
Yeah.
And he thinks that maybe he ties that body type to being more of a character.
Yeah.
Like you're easier to spot. I mean, it's true, right? Like when you're bigger, people notice you.
When you're larger than life.
Yeah. Like the comic book thing. Like the old Image comics.
Yeah. The next match
Yeah.
on SummerSlam is the SmackDown Women's Championship. Naomi defending against Natalya.
You know what I can't remember? How Naomi got... Didn't she win? Was it at Battleground? She won like a 6-pack challenge, right?
Fatal 5-Way.
Fatal
with,
5-Way.
Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Lana, and Tamina.
Yeah.
And then, the Natalya won the match and then refused to shake Naomi's hand. Afterwards, Naomi was like, I'll shake the hand of whoever wins and I'll see them at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of bickering around.
Like usual wrestling. This is what's the problem with SmackDown lately is like it's just been wrestling. Not like, but like in that term, I just mean like it's like promo, back and forth, backstage statement, match.
Yeah.
Like nothing really like happened. I mean, Raw's been a little bit different.
Yeah.
Raw's been very good.
Yeah.
It's like they've just completely swapped.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Between Battleground and SummerSlam, basically all that happened regarding this storyline is that Carmella kept teasing that she might cash in at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Spoilers, she doesn't. There is a shot of her and her wearing like a one piece, like a singlet. It was weird.
Oh, like a swimsuit.
Kind of, yeah,
it was like
basically,
It was just like a swimsuit.
Backstage with James Ellsworth watching the TV. That was it. Anyway, yeah, the match was...
Are we going to have two... Is the first ever women's Money in the Bank going to fail her cash in?
I don't think that. I don't think they will. I don't think they can.
Not after the
Not after
disaster
the
they
Corbin
had.
thing,
Yeah. Holy moly.
Anyway, submission victory. Natalya wins over Naomi
Yeah.
with the sharpshooter.
Which is weird to me because they were really pushing the belt. Because Naomi got a new belt.
The
that, like,
belt was
glows. It's
amazing.
awesome.
The belt that she had at SummerSlam actually had like LEDs and was glowing, and it was awesome.
And it felt like that was something they were pushing to like sell.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, she lost. Really weird. Like this first half of the show, the endings felt like super abrupt and just they all fell kind of flat. And I don't know if that was because the match itself was like kind of like cut short, or if the storyline build wasn't that great, which I'm assuming was a little bit part of it.
Yeah.
But it's just like it just happened, and then I was just like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Like that. I had that reaction a couple times throughout the night. It was just like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah. So this was not a super engaging match.
Nope.
So,
but Natalya's the champion. I haven't watched SmackDown since SummerSlam yet, but
I'm sure she references Bret Hart a lot.
Yep.
Her uncle Bret, legitimately her uncle.
Yeah.
So that at least is
a thing.
Is fact.
But it just felt weird. It just feels weird. Nothing against Natalya. It just feels weird to have her as champ with the roster that they have on.
Is this her first
SmackDown Women's?
Is this her first women's title?
No. She won the women's title when it was like the Divas title.
Because she's been around for a while. So
Divas title.
I know that she has a gimmick involving her cats now.
Wait, what?
Well,
we've gone full internet. Are you kidding? Wait a minute.
Well, because she and Tyson Kidd are married.
Yeah.
Right.
But she has like a cat Instagram.
Yeah.
But they've just like
that's like part of her character now.
That's her gimmick.
There's like a T-shirt with like cat heads and laser eyes, and it's like laser cats or whatever. It's like it's a whole. Yeah.
Am I out of touch? No.
No, it's the children who are wrong.
Yeah. There's no way. Has this been a thing for a while and I just haven't noticed?
She's mentioned her cat a bunch,
but I mean, like, is it more prominent
now?
now?
It's like more prominent, I believe. Speaking of not like missing something, I must have missed the episode of Raw where this match was set up because I'm busy talking to my wrestling friends while we're watching this about that previous match. About again, we were also like, oh, that belt was so cool. It's a shame that they're gonna. And then I look at the TV and I'm like, why is there a shark cage being loaded?
Oh, fuck! This was so shitty! This
was bad.
Not too often I get excited for something real shitty, but this was shitty. So, this storyline sucks. Like, sucks.
Like,
I know we try to be positive here.
This sucks out loud.
Sucks out loud, yeah. This is like onomatopoeia, suck.
Yeah.
Like, it's just bang. There's a big bang, and the only thing in existence is this shitty storyline. And that's all you get.
We did talk about Enzo and Cass in the Extreme Rules.
Did we talk about them breaking up?
Did we? So for weeks,
yeah, we're gonna go over it again because
for weeks Enzo was being attacked backstage.
Yeah,
you were never sure by who.
I think we talked about this.
Cass was super mad about it.
Yeah.
He was yelling at Angle to figure it out.
Yeah,
it looked like it was.
Yeah, because this was the Corey Graves thing. He's like,
yeah, it looked like it was the Revival. Like they were sneaking around backstage before they'd been cleared to wrestle, and it turns out it wasn't them. And then Big Cass gets attacked.
Yeah,
and so he's getting more and more angry at Kurt Angle, and then Corey Graves reveals hidden camera footage, beautifully placed hidden camera footage of Big Cass lying down as if he'd been attacked.
Yeah, we've talked about this, I remember.
Continuity-wise, there was not the same sort of detritus and shot that there was originally. And
that doesn't matter, Graham. We're all idiots. We don't notice this kind of stuff. You're a bunch of mouth-breathing wrestling fans.
And so, yeah, he set up himself to look like he was attacked, and Corey Graves confronts him with this live on the show. He's like, well, actually, Big Cass, I have some relevant video evidence that you should see. I don't know why the security people are talking to Corey Graves as well, but there we are. And he betrayed Enzo.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm tired of carrying you around. You're dead weight.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And then that was it. Well, actually, to be fair, the breakup itself was well done, like the promos they had. But then, like, for weeks afterwards.
Then the next week, Enzo came out and cut a terrific promo about how Big Cass was a 7-foot-tall catchphrase, which I wrote.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
which is true. Maybe you don't want to say that out loud. And then nothing happens.
The deepest burns are the ones that strike close to home, Graham.
Yeah. And then on the next week, he actually gets him out into the ring and cuts an even more amazing promo. Yeah. It's a really good promo. Basically pleading for Cass to come to his senses, which he does, and apologizes, and they hug it out in the ring, and it's amazing. And then they head up the ramp to go backstage, and Cass attacks him again at the top of the ramp. I don't believe that the character of Big Cass is that good of an actor. Because I believed when he was apologizing to Enzo, I completely believed him. And I was like, well, this was a waste of several weeks.
I don't believe that I
don't believe the character of Big Cass could
convince somebody.
Enzo.
Fuck, that's so meta. Like that's
I know.
That's on like a different level of approaching wrestling. That's so amazing.
Weird. So then he lays out Enzo again. And then they had a match at Great Balls of Fire.
Yes. Which Enzo got smashed.
Obviously.
Like, smashed.
And then it was...
Enzo, like, recruits the Big Show, kind of.
Yeah.
And...
a prefix big on a pole match. Like, it's Big Show versus Big Cass.
Yeah. And then, for some reason, because Enzo kept interfering... or like getting in Big Cass's way.
I wonder why.
Yeah, so then this is the part that sucked. Because they're like, okay, well then Kurt Angle's like, well, Enzo, we're going to put you in the shark cage. It's like, why the fuck are you putting Enzo in the shark cage? He's the good guy.
Yeah.
You don't put good guys in shark cages. That's not how shark cages work.
I mean, I guess that he's the one interfering in this otherwise totally great feud between Biggs, Cass, and Show.
Biggs. So we get to this fucking match.
Also, Big Show shaved his beard off and he looks like a giant baby. Because he's still bald.
Yeah.
But he shaved his like Sons of Anarchy
remember
beard
when he dressed
off.
up as a New Year's baby? When he was doing like the different Big Show gimmicks?
Yeah.
He dressed up as Hulk Hogan once. That one was a lot of fun.
So, yeah, Enzo comes out and does a whole promo, and it's a good promo.
Yeah.
He refers to himself as the Al Capone of the microphone.
Yep.
Apparently, by the way, Enzo has some backstage heat on him as well. We mentioned about people backstage not liking Corbin for his tweets. Apparently, people don't like Enzo backstage very much because he's kind of annoying to be around. Apparently, Enzo on the mic is like not that much exaggerated from Enzo normally. Mm-hmm. Supposedly during the European tour, Roman asked him to get off the bus.
Really?
Roman.
Ooh, that's
Roman
spicy.
Reigns, who by all accounts is a really like laid back dude.
Yeah.
And it was like, but also sort of de facto locker room leader.
Yeah.
And it's like,
or getting there,
And again, this is all supposedly.
This is all hearsay. We're just going off what we hear on the internet.
Apparently, if Roman Reigns gets annoyed enough to ask you to get off the bus, then you done fucked up. So yeah, Enzo's above the ring in a shark cage, and Big Cass and Big Show have a deeply boring match. It was so boring that the best part of the match, and by this point, actually my favorite part of the night, was Enzo trying to escape the shark cage because he's so small. He takes his clothes off and tries to squeeze through the bars.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Pulls lube out of his pocket, like lathers himself down with lube, and is able to pop through the bars of the shark cage and drop down to the ring, where he immediately gets flattened by a big boot.
Yeah, that was fucking weird, right? He puts all this work into getting out of the cage, and then Big Cass just watches him, and then Enzo finally gets in the ring, and we're like, all right, Enzo's time to get... It was just like, a big boot, you're out.
And he got kicked so hard he showed up on a different show.
Yep. Got put to Dreamland. He woke up, here's a deep cut for you. He got knocked out so hard he woke up in Little Nemo's Dreamland. Remember that game, Little Nemo? Baby kid, wear a onesie? Yeah.
He got sent to Lilliput, where the small people live. He's on 205 Live now.
Yeah.
Enzo Amore is on 205
Live. 205 Live Lilliput now?
I don't know if that's unfair to the cruiserweights or to the Lilliputians.
We're going to get a letter from the Lilliputian High Council. Derogatory remarks on your wrestling podcast.
We're gonna piss off just fans of Gulliver's Travels.
Yeah.
Dear sir.
If you're listening to the podcast, I'm doing
the typing thing.
Thing. You can't see it.
Big Cass wins.
Yeah. And then,
even though he was distracted by Enzo Amore, he still just lays out Big Show and wins the match. And then the following night on Raw, like, effed up his MCL?
Yeah, him and Enzo had a street fight, which Enzo won.
Wow.
So that was supposed to be the blow off, or something. But Big Cass took a fall outside and fucked up his knee, so he's out for 6 to 8 months.
What bugs me is that I don't know why they did this whole storyline.
The breakup?
Yeah, because assume Cass hadn't injured himself.
Yeah.
They do the blow off.
Enzo wins that match, but Cass doesn't get hurt.
Yeah. Now what happens?
I still think the same thing happens. They ship Enzo to 205 Live and never mention it again.
But
it's dumb.
As a tag team, they were hot as shit.
Yeah.
They were selling so much merch.
Yep.
There's nothing to be gained from doing this, and it wasn't an interesting story.
I think
there's no value in breaking them up like this.
Yeah. But I think when they look at Big Cass, they're just oh, we can use him more than... I just think they looked at Big Cass and were like, he needs to be solo. I think that's what
Why?
happened. I don't know.
On
But
the basis of
I'm just going
what?
like,
Evidence?
Just like big dudes, man. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, but no, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I
think that I agree with you like 100%, but I'm just trying to. I'm rationing.
You don't need Cass as a giant
monster
heel on
when we already have that, like
Raw.
millions of those.
We have those.
Yeah.
And without Enzo, Cass is deeply boring.
Well, I think like they broke them up because they need Big Cass because when they unify the rosters again, Big Khali needs someone to wrestle.
Big Khali.
Yeah.
Didn't he
Great Khali.
Didn't he not get cleared?
I don't know. I was just making a joke.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to make you giggle.
I thought you were being serious.
No.
That would be pretty funny.
Big Khali.
He's more than 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
You definitely can't teach that.
Nope. If we know that you can't teach 7 foot tall, how do you teach more than 7 foot tall?
That's
Exactly. It's not like there's like this nega zone of height
Yeah.
where you can't suddenly teach it, and then once you get past 7 foot, it's like, oh, I can teach you now. Mm-hmm. Let's move on from this joke.
To a bigger joke. The Randy Orton versus Rusev match.
Oh my god, I was so fucking livid when this happened.
John Cena returned to SmackDown
Yep.
on July 4th,
Yep.
our Independence Day.
I wish I knew that whole speech so I could just rattle it off right now.
And he... it's one of my favorite lines from the James Bond film Live and Let Die,
Yeah.
where the character of Dr. Kananga is like giving a speech. He's like dictating a speech to the UN for his secretary to write down. And the FBI guy is like, you don't have to worry about Kananga going anywhere, James. He's knitting a flag in there. It's just the...
Is that just a word for like just talking too much?
No, it's
like
well,
a phrase
it's
for...
like the flag of his country, right? Like he's just talking he's blowing so much hot air about the flag of his country.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, you know, patriotism and everything that's awesome about here. And it's like, this John Cena promo was saccharine for how, like, I don't dislike America. To be clear, in case you don't know, we're Canadian. I have I have a list of American friends as long as my arm. They're great, and a lot of stuff that we consume and enjoy, like WWE, comes from America. No problems, generally speaking, with America. But wow, this speech from John Cena, who's a very good orator, was just like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah. We get it. You're the best.
Like, I get that it's Independence Day.
Yeah.
But, oh my God. Previously, when they've done like the Tribute to the Troops episodes and they have like swelling music under like Ronald Reagan
like
giving
America the
speeches.
Beautiful and...
It's always Reagan. They have like Reagan giving speeches and then like slow fade to a picture of an eagle and then Bush Sr. giving a speech and then slow fade to a veteran saluting a field of headstones, and like it's just like, I get that it's important, but it sounds like a Hallmark card.
Yeah.
So obviously John Cena gets interrupted by the returning Rusev, the Bulgarian.
We're all happy.
Brute,
We're like, yay, Rusev, he's back.
who's come back from injury and from the 80s to bring storylines with him. Because he comes out holding the Bulgarian flag and is like, I'm better, America is lame, and I hate you, and Bulgaria is the greatest country in the world. And he's not Russian anymore?
He dragged his 80s stereotype kicking and screaming into the new millennium.
Yeah. Lana's not with him anymore because she's now doing...
A dancer thing?
They are no longer an on-screen couple. She's now in the women's division with like Tamina as her crony. It's very strange. Don't worry about it. She was much better served as the ravishing Russian who was the mouthpiece for Rusev, who was like ordering him around and stuff. That was great. But yeah, so he's now Bulgarian again, and comes out waving the Bulgarian flag, and then they're like, all right, well then at Battleground it's going to be a flag match.
Yep.
But not just any flag match. They had a flag. So a flag match generally is you put the flag up in the corner and then you go and grab it. Whoever grabs the flag wins the match. We talked about something on a pole matches before.
All the time.
This flag match is you have to go up to your own corner, get your own flag, and then walk it up the ramp to where there's a plinth with a couple stairs and a flagpole. And the first person to put their country's flag in the flagpole holder, they win the match.
Yeah.
In terms of in-ring work, it actually wasn't that bad of a match. John Cena put on a way better performance than he did on SummerSlam. But just thematically, it was like, are we really
doing this?
Doing this still?
Doing this still?
We've got Jinder Mahal as the like, you all hate me because I'm brown champion, and we're still doing John Cena versus Rusev, the evil foreigner who hates America.
Yeah.
It's just so tired.
Has John Cena done a flag? I feel like John Cena's done multiple flag matches. Am I wrong?
Must have.
I might be wrong.
Maybe it just feels like it because he was the U.S. champ for a while.
Yeah, maybe it just feels like it. It feels like it just feels like I've seen this storyline before, and I know I had like the John Cena versus evil foreigner.
Yeah. John Cena won that match.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Dude, the never in a million years is John Cena losing a match where you have to plant your country's flag.
Right.
In a state like there's no way.
No.
Not in a million years.
No, it doesn't happen.
Rusev could have shot John Cena with a tank.
Yeah.
And John Cena would have no-sold the tank, put the tank and Rusev through bare tables.
Avalanche AA.
Yeah.
With the tank on his shoulders.
Like some sweet Japanese game.
Oh, man.
Like that game that Ian and Beach made me play.
Oh, the one with the fighting game with...
There's a fighting game where you
play with...
construction vehicles.
Heavy construction vehicles, yeah.
That was rad.
So now Rusev finds himself in this match against...
Randall Orton.
Randall
Keith Orton. Didn't it just come to this because Rusev just picked a fight with him too?
Yeah. There was no...
Rusev's thing is just like, he interrupts somebody, he's like, I don't like you. Time to lose. Like, when was the last time Rusev won a pay-per-view match? I want to say versus Kalisto. Remember when they were feuding over the U.S. title?
Wow.
I think that's the last time he won a pay-per-view match.
That might be the case. That might be the case.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But, because remember he put the chain in the accolade?
Yeah.
No, he didn't do the chain. That was against Roman.
That was
this accolade was the one where he like leaned back and bent Kalisto in half.
Bent Kalisto in half?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah.
So Rusev attacks Orton during Orton's entrance, like when he goes up to the corner to do like the Randy Orton pose, and like attacks him. The referee checks that Orton's okay to start the match. Starts the match. Orton hits an RKO and wins. It's like the match is like 2 seconds long. Well, I guess I guess there's a 3 count, so I guess 5 seconds.
I knew something was screwy when Rusev attacked him and they weren't ringing the bell. Yeah. This is like what happened with Kevin Owens and Goldberg. Remember, they're like making a big. When the commentary team points out, makes a pointed effort at saying they haven't rung the bell yet.
Yeah.
Something's awry.
Something's fucky.
Like, we don't need Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Machine to figure this out.
Yeah. So we've been saying this a lot this episode, but supposedly the backstage story is...
Really? I didn't know there was...
That they felt Randy needed a win on pay-per-view.
Well, then let him have a fucking match.
Right?
Like, what is this?
The reason that we've been saying that we've been going to like backstage stories so much is because a lot of these SummerSlam matches give us questions that we're like, why though?
Yeah.
So anyway,
why though is the perfect.
That match took no time.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like actual 10 from bell ring to RKO was like 10 seconds.
Yeah. Next up.
Yep.
Thank goodness the night starts turning around.
Yeah.
Potentially match of the night. Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss defending against Sasha Banks.
Yeah. We actually ended up in a different. We should have been having Bayley again versus Alexa Bliss for this, but Bayley got hurt.
Bayley got hurt
because Sasha and Bayley had a number one contenders match, right?
Yeah.
Or was it a triple threat with Nia Jax? I think it was a triple threat with Nia Jax.
Bayley beat Sasha to become number one contender, and then defeated Nia Jax on the next Raw.
Oh yeah.
But then it was revealed that she actually had suffered a legitimate injury during the match.
Broke her collar? No, that was Asuka who broke her collarbone. She did something with her shoulder.
So then they had 2 triple threat matches scheduled for the following episode of Raw, with the winner of each then facing each other to determine the winner. So Banks defeated Alicia Fox and Emma, and Nia Jax defeated Dana Brooke and Mickie James, and then Sasha beat Nia Jax to win the contendership for this match.
Yeah, this match was very fucking good. These two women have unbelievable chemistry together.
Yeah.
And I would not be upset if they just did the Sasha Charlotte thing and they just wrestled each other forever.
Yeah.
But I say that, but I would probably get sick of it sooner or later. But I mean, that division still needs help, right?
Yeah.
It's still just actual 3 women.
Yeah. They're working on giving storylines to other
Didn't
people.
Emma get a storyline recently?
Emma's storyline is that Emma is being ignored.
Oh, really?
Emma's storyline is literally that the Raw management doesn't take her seriously.
Yeah.
And hashtag give Emma a chance.
Yeah.
And Kurt Angle's like, okay, sure. Have some matches, I guess.
Yeah.
But her storyline is literally, she's being ignored by actual Raw management, and so her storyline is that she's being ignored by storyline Raw management.
Matt, remember when they were going to change Emma's gimmick?
Yeah. God, that was so stupid.
And then they hoodwinked us, they bamboozled us, they gave us the old razzle-dazzle. They switched her back, and we were all like, okay, thank you. And then they didn't do anything with her.
Which reminds me of just anytime I think of this stuff, I'm reminded of the movie The Wizard of Speed and Time.
I've never seen it.
This guy, it's really
Weird.
It's really sweet. It's super. It's really quaint.
Yeah.
It's this guy, Mike Jitlove, who was a visual effects designer and like a special effects guy.
Also, this is, I don't know, I'm excited to see where this reference goes. You know, like what you're comparing it to?
This is such a digression. Anyway, he did work for Disney and Industrial Light and Magic, doing like amazing stop motion and like analog digital video effects. Mm-hmm. So he did this movie called The Wizard of Speed and Time about himself, playing himself, trying to make a short called The Wizard of Speed and Time, which was all done with like in-camera practical effects. It was just meant to be like a special effects sort of extravaganza.
Yeah.
And in the movie, he's running up against all these troubles with
in the movie. Okay, so he's making a movie.
Yeah, it's a feature-length movie
about
about him
making that movie.
It's a feature-length movie about him making a short of the same name.
Holy shit. Okay. Yeah.
And in the movie, he's doing all this stuff by himself, and the producer tries to screw him out of his money. Mm-hmm. The producer in the movie, played by the actual producer.
Oh my god.
Who actually tried to screw him out of money after they were done filming.
How do you propose? Oh, okay. I was like, I thought it happened before.
No.
How do you propose? Like, okay, I know you tried to fuck me.
How does the producer do that? I was like, I just played a movie where I'm the villain and I tried to screw this guy out of money. You know what I should do?
Running off set with 2 big bags with money signs on them.
But for real.
Yeah. Anyway,
so it just reminds me of that when it's like, I mean, even the John Cena Roman Reigns thing we were just talking about, right? Where it's like John Cena is like, this crowd doesn't like you because they think that you're the one that they think you're only in the position you're in because you were selected by management to be that guy. Mm-hmm. And we're like, yeah, wait
a second.
But no. But yeah, that's actually what we think.
Yeah. But
John, that's actually what we think.
Yeah.
And you're now saying this as your character.
Yeah. But it's also like, but you were that guy too.
Yes.
It's like, I have questions.
It's like Emma's being ignored by Raw management. How does it get to the point where she's being ignored by Raw management and starts this hashtag, and then the writers are like, "That's great, we'll use it."
Yeah.
You're being ignored by Raw management. And she's like, "Yes," and they're like, "No, we mean in storyline." And she's like, "What?" And I'm sitting there like, "What the fuck is going on?"
So, coming to theaters 2019, Emma, John Cena, Wizards of Space and Time.
Yeah.
The remake. A hot young cast.
This match was really good.
Yeah, it was awesome. They have unbelievable chemistry. It's very good.
There was a lot of working the shoulder.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks had a bad shoulder.
Does Alexa have a submission hold? She's been using the DDT as her finisher, but
yeah, she used a rear naked choke.
Oh, really?
In this match. Does that count as a submission move?
Kind of. Yeah. Submission adjacent, right?
Yeah. Banks gets the bank statement on at the end of the match.
Does she do the alligator roll thing, where she
rolls through it?
Yeah, but Emma or Alexa was almost at the ropes, and I think Sasha did that thing. I love this where she bounces off the ropes with her feet to get them from grabbing it.
Might have done. I don't think that was the finish. No.
Did she do it at one point?
Maybe.
I don't know.
She really went for it on the submission though.
This is the one that surprised me because I did not think Sasha was winning this match.
No, I didn't think so
I was
either.
betting the farm on Alexa just retaining.
But yeah, Sasha won.
where we're
New
at.
Raw Women's Champion, Sasha Banks.
Yep.
Next, Finn Balor
Oh, yeah.
versus Bray Wyatt.
Battle of Spooky Mans.
The demon versus the god
Yeah. The Eater of Worlds.
versus
The man.
the demon.
The man who.
The demon king, sorry.
Yeah.
Now
Come
that he's on
Graham.
Raw, he's the demon king.
Shit. You will address royalty when you are presented it.
What was their beef initially?
Well, remember when Finn Balor came back
Yes.
and Bray Wyatt was still the SmackDown champion, and then he appeared on Raw because he got drafted to Raw, and he threatened Finn Balor.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm spooky, I'm coming for you. Just keep me in. I'm gonna slide into your mentions later on.
Oh yeah, that's actually what happened. Right. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just reminding myself from these notes
Yeah.
here. Yeah, Finn Balor had just defeated Elias Sampson,
Yeah.
or Elias now, because apparently nobody gets last names.
Oh, he's just Elias now? Oh shit, you're right. Why do they do that?
I don't know. What
Elias
was-
has been great though. He's been a bright spot.
I don't even. It's like when you well, like when like you go back in time and you change history and then the thing just fades out. I don't even
Like
I
Back
don't-
to the Future?
I don't even remember.
I gotta make sure my parents hook
Yeah,
up.
I don't even remember Neville's other name now. Adrian.
Adrian Neville.
Adrian Neville.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Neville's better anyway.
Only main
I know we were all like, why? did
Only
they
main
pick-
eventers are allowed to have two names.
Yeah. Is that true?
I don't know. John Cena, Seth
Braun
Rollins,
Strowman.
Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Like the Shield gets all their names, and John does.
Zack Ryder. Mojo Rawley.
Oh, okay.
That's not true. Dolph
Okay.
Ziggler. Dolph's been fucking just ghosted.
They just keep taking people's names away. Anyway, so yeah, Wyatt just appears on the Titantron and is like, "Yo, Balor,
Spooky. I'm out spooky.
I can fight you."
Yeah, that's essentially what it was. And Finn
And then-
Balor was like, bring it.
And then he starts like doing this, doing the mind games. He also dumped like
Blood.
ichor all over him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like blood. He dumped at one point blood all over Balor.
Yeah.
And made him look all.
Which made him mad, which made him summon the Demon King.
Yes. So this.
I'm sad that this didn't get the same build-up. Remember the last SummerSlam? Was it last year? When they did the build-up and he explained what the Demon King was, and it was like, wasn't it like Irish folklore or something
Yeah.
that he took it from?
Yeah.
Nope, not this time. They just
Finn
expect us to
and
remember. It's funny because they expect us to remember things.
Who the hell Balor is?
Yeah, but then they expect us just to forget a bunch of other stuff. It's like,
Yep.
you can't have it both ways.
Finn Balor he got inside Bray's head a little bit by using he's got the
spooky
whole
thing.
world in his hands, like that music as part of the demon entrance,
Yeah.
which was kind of
It was
kind of
super rad.
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, this wasn't as spooky as it should have been, probably. It would have been cool. I mean, it feels like every
gonna
time we
see-
talk about Bray Wyatt.
Would have been cool to bring back the projections on the ring.
No. Well, I'd like that, though. Like, I know a lot of people hated it and thought it was stupid. I liked it because of how hokey and shitty it was. But what if, like, I wish they would just, we've talked about this at length, but, like, going all in on Bray's spooky character rather than, like, this half-ass spooky. And, like, what if Bray could control the demon, but he couldn't control Finn Balor? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. So, like, maybe on a random, like, not do it at SummerSlam, but they should have done this building up. Like, one pay-per-view, Finn comes out to be the demon, and then Bray Wyatt's just like, yeah, got spooky mojo, I can control the demon, like, easy. And then and then Bray's like, the weeks leading up to the next pay-per-view, Finn Balor's like, well, I can't bring the demon, I got to do this on my own, kind of thing. So, I don't know, man. There's so much potential with Bray Wyatt's character, and I feel like it's always just pissed away, and it's very frustrating to watch. I know we've beaten this dead horse.
I'm just imagining now Bray like using the demon as like almost like a henchman.
yeah,
But
right?
not-
but not Finn Balor,
Like Finn Balor like doesn't have any memory of it.
like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Fuck, man. So WWE, if you need writers,
Finn Balor wins this match because of course, Bray Wyatt can't win. Can't win the match.
no, never.
No.
I think Bray won like a match leading up to it though, so there's that.
There's that.
Like they're on a Raw, Bray beat Finn.
Cool.
I mean, I'm trying real hard here. You gotta cut us some slack.
Tag Team Championship.
Right.
Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yeah.
Still the tag team champs.
The Bar, as they like to
defeating
call
the
themselves.
The Hardys. Oh, as they call themselves?
That's the Bar, because they're the bar. Oh. And they set the
bar.
The bar. They're setting the bar. They're the bar. That's why they do the little thumbs thing. You know, they both do it.
Can we talk about something related?
An aside on this show, I'm offended, Graham.
So WWE has been making budget cuts.
Yep.
On some things. Mm-hmm. Some things that I think are a huge mistake to make budget cuts on. One of those things is pyro. There hasn't been pyro for months. And
really?
Yeah. And in some situations it looks
How come I don't notice these things?
In some situations it looks really stupid.
Like when Brock Lesnar comes out?
Brock Lesnar looked... It's SummerSlam. Come the fuck on. Like, I get not doing it when he shows up every Monday Night Raw, though I still think you should.
Yeah.
But at SummerSlam, he comes out and he's at the top of it, he's doing his bounce, 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 and he does this blah, blah, and there's nothing. And it's like...
It'd be like if Goldberg came out and he didn't stand in...
Right?
Right? It'd be weird. It'd be like if Undertaker came out with the lights on.
That, like, whip crack gunshot noise.
Oh, yeah. It takes a lot away
Sheamus
from
and
the
Cesaro's entrance. Yeah. That was part of the Sheamus's entrance. I mentioned this at the Royal Rumble episode because we were actually there, and I was like, man, it feels like it's so loud. It just feels like an explosion going off. Turns out it was.
Really?
And it was pyro. Oh. And rather than replace it with a sound effect,
they just got rid
now
of
it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So now the lights turn on, but there's not that like visceral crack.
Yeah.
And it's not as cool.
It's not like WWE is like some mom and pop shop that needs to cut costs too, right? Like
I know. You're actively hurting your own product.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You can't give us something and then take it away.
Yeah.
That's the worst feeling. Because that's when you get entitled.
Yeah.
These two nerds on their podcast complaining about fireworks.
We're internet content creators. We deal with entitled people all the time.
That's true.
Not fans of this show, of course.
No, of course not. No, you guys have been actually super chill.
Yeah.
Never had, even when we were late, every time. People like, we're late, we're like, sorry we're late, we're gonna, and every answer was like, yo man, you do you. Like super chill. Like never once did I have someone, even at PAX West, like everyone I met, they're like,
well, they're not gonna do it in person.
No, they're not. But on Twitter and stuff like that too. Like at PAX West, I was like,
and we really appreciate that.
Super appreciate it. Anyway,
Sheamus and Cesaro, the Bar, are defending. I don't know why I said it like that. Shout out to SW. Shout out to SW Review.
Yeah. What bar?
The Bar
is the
are
bar?
defending against Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins.
Question mark?
The Shield, except Roman. Oh wait, no, actually, wait. Did you see the replay? They can't fucking fist bump. They can't fist bump to save their goddamn lives.
Oh, I didn't see that.
They always miss. There's like fist bumps like this. They're like this. Like, you just gotta touch the flat of your knuckles. You just put those together. That's the fist bump.
We're the Shield.
But it's because they have to do it without looking, and so it's like, meh.
I'm part of the Shield.
Yeah. Fist
You're
bump.
a hotel.
Anyway, 2/3 of the Shield reunion.
Yeah, we're almost there, friends. We're almost there. Fan fiction.
They really hyped it up, like.
They actually, the build to this was awesome for the Shield, like,
yeah,
because they would like.
It's not the Shield. You need all three of them, but yeah.
The fold.
The old.
Fold. I'm so lucky we think each other are funny. You know?
Good, yeah.
Fold. They've been building it. They've been teasing like this whole time this week, and like Seth would help Dean, and Dean would help Seth with Cesaro and Sheamus. Like they were like, but
Dean wouldn't trust Seth for obvious reasons.
Like it's like holy shit, they're actually paying respect to the storyline.
Yeah.
And even Seth apologized. He's like, look, man, I made the wrong choice. And I was
Yeah.
like, fuck yes, character growth.
Finally.
Finally. He's like, look, man,
Seth's finisher right now.
I think he's been using that knee, though, like, Okada in New Japan does this thing called the Rainmaker.
Right.
Which is like, he stands behind him, it's like a short arm clothesline, but he is standing, the guy's like in front of him, and he kind of like twists him, and does like like he'll twist him like this and then clothesline him. Seth has been doing the kind of same thing, but with that knee.
Right.
And I think that's his finisher now. I don't know if they named it anything, but
should
I
call
think
it
he
the
still does the
Kingslayer.
pedigree too.
Does he still?
I think so. Didn't he do it in this? He did it in this match.
The ripcord knee.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah. And apparently the pedigree is no longer his finishing move.
Yeah.
Wow, he literally used a move in NXT called Avada Kedavra.
What the fuck does that mean?
There's a very popular series of books
Yeah.
called Harold Potter.
That's, you can tell I've never read a Harry Potter book because.
Avada Kedavra is the killing curse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
If you say Avada Kedavra and point your wand to someone, then you kill them. So you're not allowed to do that.
Jesus, that's fucking. You just like what? Everyone listens to that rule? Like, this is a no word. You can't use it, and everyone's like, okay.
Well, if you do it, you get
Is there any price to pay for using it?
you get sent to Azkaban, and then the Death Eaters fuck you up.
Can't you just
Obviously,
fucking-
Adam. Everyone knows you get sent to Azkaban.
Oh, I made so many people mad there, just not knowing. Like,
You.
I want to say, what the fuck is Azkaban?
What are the? Well, the third. You've seen some of the movies.
I've seen 5 minutes of one movie.
Okay.
And I didn't know what it was.
Azkaban's
And
a
one of the
prison.
dudes, my sister got really mad at me because I said one of the dudes looks like Baron Harkonnen from Dune. And she got real upset.
Which dude?
I don't know. He looked exactly like him, though. He wasn't floating around, obviously.
I mean, tons of shit floats in Harry Potter.
Was it the Goblet of Fire? I don't know. Like, I know of Harry Potter.
One of the stories is called Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
Azkaban's a prison. The Death Eaters, aka the Dementors, are no, not the Death Eaters are. I'm thinking of Dementors.
Come for the wrestling, stay for
They're
the...
like wraiths. They like.
Yeah.
They like.
And you can't... Whatever?
No.
Them?
No.
Obviously, if they have death in their name, they're probably immune to death.
It's not an RPG. Oh, the fire imp. Oh, can't use fire on that.
Theater. I can't fucking abracadabra that.
Oh my god.
Show's over. We're done. We're never going to get any better than that.
I have no idea what
Graham,
we were talking about.
Graham discussing Harry Potter.
Right, Seth Rollins used
Seth
to have a
Rollins.
finishing move called Avada Kedavra.
Yeah.
I wonder why they stopped
That's
using
good.
that.
I actually did have a brief idea that we teased. Sorry for all the asides, but James
not.
Turner and I
Yeah.
had an idea of watching, because I had never seen any Harry Potter movies,
Right.
and we were going to record us watching Harry Potter, but the last movie first, and watch it backwards.
What?
I don't know, because we thought it was funny at the time.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's it.
What a weird, especially because the last two are two parts of
Yeah.
the same. Oh, that'd be so
It
weird.
would be weird. I don't know if it would be good. That's probably why we didn't do it.
You get back to like the second one, Dumbledore looks totally different. That'd be really strange.
Yeah. Anyway, wrestling. What the fuck were we talking about?
Sheamus and Cesaro defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins.
Yeah. I was just gonna say Seth Shield.
Seth Shield.
Seth Shield of the New Hampshire Shields.
Dean and Seth Shield.
No, they're bold.
Fold.
Bold. Anyway, this match was a lot of fun. It was good.
It was actually. This was a
very
really good
very,
match.
Very good match.
You've got
The
some
build was the
top
best
level
part.
talent in this match.
Yeah. I actually can't remember much about it now. My brain is so
The
scrambled.
most memorable part of the match,
Yeah.
which is a shame that this is the most memorable part of the match,
But you
but
say it's a shame miss?
it's Sheamus wasn't actually involved.
Okay.
Fuck you, couple members of the Brooklyn crowd. There was a beach ball.
Oh, right! Yeah. Where do you stand on the Great Beach Ball divide? I think it's stupid. This is a hot topic in the wrestling community, man.
Great Beach Ball divide.
Some people are like, let us do what we want. We paid a ticket to be there. And then other people are like, it's fucking disrespectful to the wrestlers.
It's super disrespectful.
Yeah. I'm on that side.
Like, I know you paid a ticket to be there, so be there. Watch the show.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like it, then don't give them money. Don't go there to fuck it up for other people, you wad. Anyway, some people were batting a beach ball around the audience, which was super distracting because this was a good match. This wasn't like a.
It wasn't even it wasn't like it was a boring match.
Yeah, and so security went and managed to grab the beach ball, and we're gonna get rid of it. And Cesaro, I don't know what possessed him.
I know what possessed him. He was
Anger,
fucking upset.
I guess. He jumps down, runs over, jumps the barricade, runs over to the security guy, grabs the beach ball, just runs back, just rips it apart, just tears the beach ball apart and chucks it to the ground.
Awesome.
And people were over the moon with this.
Yeah, it was great. Good for you, Cesaro.
Now they're not allowing people to bring beach balls in anymore. Yeah. But
there again lies the great debate.
Know, like how you beach balls, by their nature, beach balls collapse real small. So I don't know how you think you're going to do that, but
I don't know, dude.
More power to you, I guess.
I mean, you could argue like, what's next? Taking away your signs? Like, no.
I mean, they
do.
They vet those.
They do take signs away.
Yeah, you can't if you try to bring in a sign that says like, hey fucker, they're going to take it away.
My hey fucker sign. I put a lot of work into this.
Yeah. You can't say that word on a sign unless it's that one time at NXT and you really like Finn Balor.
Oh right. Just Google it.
Look it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a great match.
Yeah.
The Cesaro destroying the beach ball was awesome. Really funny.
Yeah.
It was a great match apart from that. And the finish was Rollins hitting a super kick and a high knee on Sheamus.
Sorry, ripcord knee?
Sorry.
We have a name for it, Graham?
On Sheamus into a Dirty Deeds from Dean Ambrose for the pin. New Raw Tag Team Champions, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is now a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah, he's done it. He's won every title.
Yeah, he's won a World Championship title, a tag team title, and a lower singles title. In fact, he's been an Intercontinental and a U.S.
The old Grand Slam used to be, because Shawn Michaels was the first.
Yeah.
And it was World, Intercontinental, Tag, and I think the European title was included in that. Yeah. But the European title
got merged with the U.S. title.
I think
there was a hardcore title in there. Under current Grand Slam champion rules, it's one of the two top-level titles, a tag team title, and one of the two.
Oh, is it just considered either or? Because he'd won the U.S. title too.
Does it have to be U.S. and Intercontinental?
I think it has to be everything. Like you have to actually, because Seth Rollins has won the U.S. title, but he's not considered a Grand Slam champion because he's never won the Intercontinental title.
You sure Seth Rollins has won the U.S. title?
Yeah, I remember he beat John Cena for it. Remember when he was double champ?
Oh, right. All right. Anyway, yeah. So
and then
I guess
John Cena beat him for the U.S. title, and then he had to fight Sting right afterwards.
Right. Hey, speaking of the U.S. title,
yep.
It's the United States Championship.
Yep.
With special guest referee Shane McMahon.
Yep.
AJ Styles defending against Kevin Owens.
Yeah. This match was all about Shane.
So they had a house show at Madison Square Garden, a non-televised show, where AJ Styles beat Kevin Owens for the U.S. title.
Which they will randomly do to make people come to house shows.
Yeah, very rarely.
Very rarely.
Very rarely.
But they do it every now and again.
Yeah.
To get you.
The last one I remember happening was like a tag team title change at like a tour in South Africa in like 2000.
Oh, really?
I don't remember. It was like London and Kendrick won.
Yeah, like, BT Dubs.
Yeah.
Like,
by the way, if you're wondering why these guys have the belt this week, this is why.
And they usually have some shitty grainy footage of it.
But the match, so they had a rematch at Battleground.
Yeah.
And they messed up the ending.
Did they actually mess up the ending?
They did.
Really? Like it's documented? That was a fuck up?
Yeah.
Because that ending was weird. It did not look like.
Yeah, Jericho said that on his podcast. That was part of why he came back for that one night. Because they did a rematch to get the title back where they wanted it.
Yeah.
Because At Battleground, it was AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens, and AJ won it. Won that
And he
match
wasn't
and
supposed
wasn't
to
supposed
win
to.
Okay.
Like, I think Owens didn't kick out.
Yeah, I remember the ending was super awkward.
But now the title's back on
AJ.
Or no, it's still on AJ.
Still on AJ. Like this match was just like the build-up was Kevin Owens felt like he was getting screwed over by referees, which ties into the failed finish for Battleground.
Yeah.
And he's like, no ref is giving me a fair shot. And so Shane McMahon's like, well, I'll be the ref then.
Yeah.
And so that was the build-up leading up to this whole thing. It wasn't the best. Like, I was so excited for this feud. And the matches have been good, but like it was just missing something.
Yeah.
It felt like the whole time, like, I don't know, man. I don't know if Shane McMahon was the right choice. Like, he's fine. Like, I have no problem with Shane McMahon being in this feud.
Yeah.
Like, the focus that he was of it and stuff.
Like, I liked him. I thought he actually did
He was good.
I thought he did a great job. Like, he was certainly doing the like not being biased either way.
He was also playing the thing where, in this match, where he was not a very good referee because he doesn't do it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, there's things he missed and he wouldn't be in the right. He'd be caught out of position and stuff for counts.
Yeah.
Which made a lot of sense. It was like, that's the part about this match I love the most.
Yeah.
Is that Shane was like not a good ref, but not because he was being a shitty person. It's just that he is technically a commissioner and not a referee.
Yeah.
Even though we've seen him be a referee, but earlier.
Where do you think they're going with this?
Like this title?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't watched SmackDown since SummerSlam. So
Sorry, AJ wins.
Yeah.
Sorry.
AJ wins. How does AJ wins with the Styles Clash?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, AJ's been doing like a open challenge thing. Actually, I saw a headline.
Oh,
on this.
for the title?
Yeah.
Oh.
Next week's SmackDown, Ty Dillinger is wrestling AJ Styles.
Ooh.
As part of like the U.S. Open challenge.
10.
Yeah, he's been
Lost.
Yeah. Which
Like
bums
most
me out.
like most people on SmackDown.
What the fuck is
like
Sami
most
Zayn?
people,
What is
like-
Sami Zayn doing? He wasn't even on this card at
Yeah.
all.
I know.
Like, all right. Yeah.
Actually, I'll tell you what Sami Zayn was doing. Raising a fuck ton of money for Syria.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
Well,
What did he
he
do?
just as an aside. That's
Yeah,
not why he wasn't on
Yeah,
SummerSlam.
well, I know, but I didn't know that he was. That's
Yeah,
what
he was doing a big. It was like hashtag Sammy for Syria, I think, and he was like matching like 10 grand of his own money, as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
WWE still champion Jinder Mahal.
Yeah,
Defending against Shinsuke Nakamura.
God, this was not a good match. I'm sorry.
What a bummer.
Yeah. It was literally take the non-Punjabi prison match between Randall Orton and Jinder and take Randy and just Photoshop Shinsuke.
Yeah.
And that is the exact same match.
Yeah. So we need to explain what the hell that was. Randy and Jinder were still feuding prior to Battleground.
Yeah.
And because Battleground turned into a complete dumpster fest, they decided to have the third ever Punjabi prison match.
Yeah. But Graham,
Yes.
what is a Punjabi prison match?
Well, Punjabi, so it's similar to Hell in a Cell and similar to a cage match. Basically, it's a 2-stage enclosure with no roof, made of bamboo.
Yeah.
One cage, again with no roof, surrounds the ring.
Yeah.
There are 4 doors, one on each side.
Yeah.
At any point, either competitor may call for a referee to open that door, and that door will stay open for 60 seconds.
Yeah.
People can escape through that door during that period of time. If they don't get through after 60 seconds, that door is closed and locked, and that particular door may not be opened. Once you're between that ring and the outer cage, then all you can do is climb over.
What happens if
You win by escaping both cages.
What happens if all 4 doors, like let's say if this was not scripted or planned,
Right.
what if all 4 doors opened in the first cage, but nobody gets through?
Then you have to climb over the top.
Oh,
of it.
then you just
Yeah,
climb?
because neither of them have any roofs. Now I know what you're saying. Adam, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Why is it called the Punjabi prison match when the state of Punjab doesn't even produce that much bamboo? In fact, they aren't even in the top 10 states in India in terms of bamboo production. I looked this up.
Yeah.
Because
You needed to know?
Kevin Dunn made this thing, and they were like, okay.
Because
well,
Great Khali was like
he was the Punjabi playboy.
Yeah. Wasn't there a Punjabi prison match that didn't even have Great Khali?
Yeah, because he got injured and Big Show had to fill in.
Woof.
So the competitors, the previous competitors for Punjabi prison match have been Great Khali, Undertaker, Big Show, and Batista.
Basically, this match is just like, I can't fucking see a thing.
Yeah, like I had to know if there was any reason. So I looked up like the origins of the Punjabi prison match, and I literally looked up like bamboo exports in India, and like there's I literally found a website that's like,
I think my heart just grew like 20 times bigger the fact that you
like
looked this up.
bamboo exports like by province or by state in India, and like 35% is produced by like the Northeast state.
Yeah.
And then it like goes down the list, and Punjab would be in the like other states that combined make up like 20% of India's entire bamboo production. The point is, Punjab is not known for bamboo.
Yeah.
It can grow there. It's not a big crop. And this is obviously not what their prisons look like.
I hope not.
Because they know how to make buildings.
Yeah.
So it's like, why is this a Punjabi prison match? And also, Great Khali is not from Punjab, if that matters.
I don't think, you know what, Graham? Technically, none of this matters.
He's from near Punjab.
Life is meaningless. We're all
care.
stuck in a black void.
But apparently, a story told by a former WWE writer was that he wanted to do the exploding match, like the Japanese like exploding ring match.
in the WWE.
Yeah.
Okay, that's ambitious.
Yeah, and he apparently like they were throwing around pitches for stuff. Vince shot down War Games, quote, like he always does.
Yeah, dude. Vince hates War Games, apparently.
Yeah.
That's the one thread that comes out of, because I love War Games. I think War Games is
This was a
WCW thing.
WCW game.
Okay, sorry. I'll give you a quick rundown on War Games. War Games is usually 4v4, double cage, 2 rings with a double cage, and they let people trickle in.
Yeah.
And usually the heels have the advantage as people trickled in.
Yeah.
And the first team to get a pinfall or submission was the win.
Yeah. So yeah, he's shooting that down, and then this writer, like, he has like a presentation, he has video, he's like, here's examples of some of the exploding ring matches, which is like, it's like a ring with like, it's got like
little
like caps and pyro and stuff set around it, so that like there's lots of little explosions that are not actually harmful to the performers but look really impressive. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it is hella ambitious.
Yeah.
And Vince was like, great, let's do it, approved. And they were going to do it, and so it got sent over to Kevin Dunn, who's in charge of production, to like put the ring together. And again, this is the story from the writer. Yeah. Kevin Dunn comes back with like, normally he like would send drawings and be like, this is what we're looking, and they'd workshop it. Apparently, no word from Kevin Dunn. And then weeks later, they were like, hey, what happened with that? And he's like, yep, here it is, all built, and it was the Punjabi prison. And they're like,
really? I mean, so apparently.
This is supposedly.
That's fucking awesome.
Supposedly from the writer, but what does it say that I completely believe it?
Yeah.
And they were like, well, this isn't going to work. And so then they're like, we have this bamboo thing. Great Khali, Punjabi Playboy. We'll call it the Punjabi prison match. There.
Ooh.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't see a damn thing.
Fuck, we've made some real Robert Frost, like, path not taken conversations today, right? we have
Who used to host Connections? This is like an episode of Connections.
Yeah, you're like, Punjabi prison.
Yeah.
Wizards of Space and Time, John Cena, Emma. Go. God damn it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton in a Punjabi prison match at Battleground. Yeah. Apparently people who were in the arena couldn't see a damn thing.
I was watching and you could barely see anything.
Pretty difficult to watch on TV as well. Part of that was like the lighting. Yeah.
I felt really bad for the performers because they're like, because it's like, okay, have a good match. And then people get mad when they don't have a good match.
Yeah.
Because they're given this thing that's shitty.
Yeah.
And it sucks and it's probably impossible to plan a match out for. It's just like it all trickles down, right?
Yeah.
Felt awful for everyone involved.
So they're fighting back and forth.
Like Jinder. I have no problem with Jinder as champion.
They don't get through the doors. They like climb over. Jinder gets over and is climbing up the outside thing. Randy climbs up and is able to actually step across to the outside thing. I remember Batista like did like a jump and turn at one point. And then, lo and behold, actual Great Khali.
I did not expect that.
No one expected that. Nobody
There's
expected.
going to be one guy like, actually.
I didn't know his knees still worked. Like, he's had a lot of knee troubles.
I don't think he's even been around, right?
No, he's not under contract.
Yeah.
He
showed up for one night.
Years. Potentially he was supposed to have more involvement, but then he didn't clear medical. So anyway, the point is he comes up and like grabs Randy through the cage and like choke slams him or something, stops him from winning. Jinder retains there. So then Randy ends up fighting Rusev at SummerSlam, and Jinder Mahal is now at SummerSlam defending against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Who Shinsuke beat John Cena in a #1 contenders match.
Yeah.
Which was a very good match, and he beat him clean. So shout out to John Cena.
Yep.
And we've got to this point, but it's like, God, are they fucking Nakamura's character? Like, are they just fucking it? I should be more excited that Nakamura is on TV right now.
I still am talking about this past weekend at PAX. I was talking to someone about how they need to watch Nakamura versus Zayn just as an amazing example of in-ring storytelling and
a crowd, and how a crowd can make a match.
Take
that match to the next level.
Nakamura's stuff since coming to SmackDown has not been on his own level.
Yeah, I think that like, where did I hear this? Someone's gonna point out. I heard this somewhere. And it's like, Nakamura's gimmick is that he's the king of strong style, but the way that he's portrayed in storylines, like, that doesn't come across.
Yeah.
Like, he's not really the king of strong style. He's just the king of, I'm just wrestling dudes. Like,
just being weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I love him still, but it's just like, I'm terrified. They need to give us Nakamura versus Styles.
Yeah.
They need to do that.
That was an amazing moment at Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Like, they just have to. And I think that they need to right the ship a little bit on SmackDown, and like Nakamura versus Jinder is not obviously doesn't work. And they're doing it again
with the title on the line. What are they doing?
Well, I mean, in the last 2 weeks of SmackDown, Nakamura wrestled Randy Orton for a #1 contenders match, and beat Randall.
Okay.
So Nakamura's beat John Cena and Randy Orton within like a month of each other, and so now Nakamura is fighting Jinder again.
At the next
No Mercy.
At No Mercy? All right.
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell.
I think they're fighting in the Hell in a Cell.
Oh.
Because then they're keeping the Singh brothers out.
Oh. I mean, didn't work at the Punjabi prison. One of the Singh brothers literally fit through the gaps in the Punjabi
it kind of
prison.
ruined the illusion that this was like a death trap that they were stuck inside, when one of the Singh brothers just like, whoop.
I think the joke is that they're quite small.
It's a dumb joke, Graham.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, he's tiny. Anyway, this match was it was the exact same match we saw it. What was the pay-per-view before Battleground?
Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it was the exact same match we saw that when Jinder won the title. Pretty sure.
Yep. It was just.
Didn't him and Randy have 3 matches?
I think so.
Maybe
one of them
Money in the
was.
Bank.
Well, you said the Punjabi prison match as well.
Yeah.
It was just.
It was the exact same match. Singh brothers interfered. Jinder hit his finisher.
And
that was it. Jinder retains. I don't know what else to say.
Kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Wow. We're already at the main event. Man, the main event really saved how I felt about this. Going over it again now, it's like, wow, this was actually kind of an underwhelming SummerSlam.
I don't know. I feel like it's hard to like. I mean, I wasn't upset, but Nakamura versus Jinder was just kind of like
a letdown.
Why? You know.
Yeah.
And then everybody, like, the Shield match was great.
Yeah.
Sasha and Alexa was great. AJ and Kevin Owens was great. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Right.
I liked the story they tried to tell with like Shane being not a great referee.
The main event was definitely on a higher echelon than the other.
It was also given a lot more.
Yeah.
It also had Brock Lesnar. And when a match has Brock Lesnar, it does feel a little bit more special.
So it was a fatal 4-way for the Universal title. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe.
So, Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah.
There was leading up to that show, there was a #1 contenders match. and which Samoa Joe won. And we were all like, holy shit.
Joe's going to kill you.
We're going to get Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I was like, gimme. And we're like, deep down in my cockles and my little wrestling fan heart, I was like, please let Joe win. But I knew he wasn't going to win, but I still wished.
And we talked about that they made him look real strong leading up to Great
Build
Balls
was
of Fire.
so good.
Like he was the one winning those multi-man matches.
He choked out Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
They had a great brawl between him and Brock where all the locker room spilled out to split them up. And they were just kicking the crap out of each other.
It was really good.
Joe was great on the mic. There was one point where Joe got Lesnar in like the coquina clutch, and Lesnar like passed out, and then Joe was just screaming like, "This is my house. Like that's what I'm gonna do to you." Like, oh my god, it was great. Another prime example of like you can lose the feud technically. Well, not the feud, but like the build up, and you can lose this main event match, but still come out better than before. And like the match at Great Balls of Fire was good. It was really I wish it was given more time. Yeah. That's all I ever wish for Samoa Joe. Like actually Brock Lesnar and anyone I find lately, I was like, I just want the match to have more time.
Yeah, but that match was not the like steamroller that I feared it would be. This was the Great Balls of Fire match. It was really good. Yeah. And Lesnar looked legitimately scared of Samoa Joe. Yeah. And it gave Joe a lot of credence.
Humanizing Lesnar has gone a long way.
Yeah. And so like Lesnar won that match because he's still champion now. And he doesn't show up to Raw. But the match at Great Balls of Fire was really, really good, and it showed that Joe could go toe-to-toe with Lesnar. Yeah, absolutely.
And then, like, the build-up to this, there was the only real standout moment for the build to this was at one point Braun Strowman started throwing security guards over the top rope, like, out the ring. Yeah. And, like, not even being caught by anybody.
No.
Like, he was just throwing them, like, full on, like a Beal, like, just, like, tossing people out the ring. It was awesome. Shout out to those security guys.
It's gotta hurt.
Yeah, dude.
I hope they got paid well.
I would hope so, but knowing extras on WWE, I highly doubt it, but maybe they got, like, a couple $100 or something. Where they're like, hey, Graham, here's $500. Braun Strowman's gonna throw you out of the ring.
Probably. Probably. If they showed me how to fall properly, I just don't want to like break my wrist.
Yeah. Caught in the moment, you probably wouldn't even remember what they taught you.
Yeah. Yeah, when Braun Strowman's chucking you out of a ring, your mind probably just goes, oh, fuck.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Team Rocket blasting off again.
Man, crowd was into this match.
Yep.
Crowd was so into this match.
That's great.
It's really, really good.
This is just the Braun Strowman show, though. They basically, Braun Strowman put Lesnar through 2 tables. Yeah. Puts him through 2, because now they have 3 announce tables.
Yeah.
The Spanish one, and then I can't remember what
the German one was.
The German one, and then the usual one. Mm-hmm. And Braun Strowman does like his power slam thing through the first table, and then he picks up Lesnar again and does it through the second one, and then Lesnar's laying like in the middle of the 2, like he does the one on the far left. Yeah. And then the middle one, and then Braun Strowman takes the one on the right and just like flips it,
rolls it over onto Lesnar.
So they do like the stretcher thing with Lesnar.
They get the stretcher,
get him out and
put him on the stretcher. The crowd starts singing the "Hey Goodbye."
Yeah. Paul Heyman screaming like his friend just died.
Yeah,
that was awesome. What else happened?
But yeah, but like
they just beat the crap out of each other, really.
Like Roman and Lesnar were good, but did not look that different from how they normally look. Mm-hmm. Joe looked amazing, and Strowman looked like he was on another level. Yeah. Strowman looked like a Superman.
Yeah. Well, they've been heading into No Mercy. It's Strowman versus Lesnar.
For the title?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yep.
I'm excited.
I think that...
I gotta stop saying that.
You're excited?
Yeah, because then I'm gonna take like 8 years to edit this episode, and then by the time it happens, it'll be like Braun Strowman tripped on the way to the ring, and his knees exploded and killed a child, and boy, Graham's gonna find it really funny now that he said he was excited to see that match, and it's actually gonna be a massive letdown.
I think the YouTube comments get really excited when they're like, "Oh, you poor babies!" Yeah, like, they're just like doing that one, like,
"You sweet son of
because we're gonna get this episode out faster."
Yes, we are. We are.
Match was good. Yeah, they beat the crap out of each other for like, it felt like an hour, but it wasn't. Remember,
really
was
good.
it the Survivor Series match that was like an hour?
Let me see how long this match was. Yeah, that was a really long match. This match was 20 minutes and 45 seconds, which was still the longest match on the card.
Yep. And at one point...
official time for Orton v. Rusev, by the way, 10 seconds.
Oh, I said that too, didn't I?
Yeah.
The old brain's too big. My dome piece. Is my brain too big or my head too small?
One of those.
One of those. So Brock Lesnar comes back out.
Yeah.
Gets a big pop, and we're all like, yay, Lesnar. I like how people are all like, get the title off Lesnar, but then Lesnar shows up, we're all like, yay, we're all happy. I think the title's fine on Lesnar. Lesnar comes back out, hits a F5 on Roman?
On Joe.
Joe?
Yeah, and then Roman breaks it up.
Yeah. And then, I can't remember what happened.
Roman Superman punches Lesnar like 3 times, and he barely stays up. Lesnar just F5s Roman and wins.
It was surprising that Roman was the one that got pinned.
Yeah.
You'd think they would have pinned Joe again.
Yeah.
Just because like they're obviously not going to protect or pin Strowman because they spent this whole match was just like building up Braun Strowman.
Joe had the
Coquina clutch.
Coquina clutch on Lesnar at one point, and Lesnar turned beet red, but also looked terrified.
Yeah.
His face just turns into a tomato.
Yeah, dude, it's great.
Brock Lesnar turns so red and so moist. It's really funny.
Beautiful red moist boy.
Yeah. That must have made it really annoying when he was in UFC to like get a grip on him.
Yeah.
So slick.
I think that's the case for all UFC fighters, though.
I don't know. Lesnar seems to sweat an awful lot more than most people. As one of nature's sweaters, I'm here to tell you that some people can be more damp than others. Yes. As a traditional sweater.
But yeah.
None of this new world order sweating. So yeah.
Lesnar retains.
Yeah.
That's SummerSlam.
Great match. Really, really fun. Really fun main event. Definitely the show improved over the course of it. It started in a big old slump.
And the first like 4 matches were doo-doo.
Like, there's
a definite like...
Ignore the pre-shows. John Cena v. Corbin.
Yeah.
Natalya and Naomi. Big cast, big show.
That's the lowest point.
Yeah.
And then...
Randy Orton, Rusev.
Oh, wait, no. It stays. It plateaus a little bit.
Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. Whoop, it goes right back up.
Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, it stays.
Sort of plateau a little bit. The tag team match with the what?
The old fold.
Fold. AJ Kevin Owens with Shane. A little dip for Jinder Mahal versus Nakamura, and then just like rocket to the moon for the main event.
The main event did save it.
Yeah.
And we've had that same situation with some pay-per-view earlier this year, and I'm trying to remember which one it was.
So Lesnar's back, like, goes away again.
Yeah.
And apparently it's him v. Strowman at No Mercy.
Yeah.
So what happens with Joe and the other Joe?
I don't know yet. Oh, Joe and
What
Cena.
happens with the Samoans named Joe?
Roman and Cena are fighting each other at No Mercy.
Oh, right. Cena got transferred to
Raw.
Yeah, right. Cena got transferred to Raw.
Did we mention the pro? You go watch the promos. We're not going to talk about
ridiculous fourth wall breaking promo on Roman Reigns.
A Wizard of Space and Time promo going forward.
They sent Roman out there to die.
Yeah, like actual death. Like I watched a man die.
Yeah. They were like, you're going to go out there and have a promo fight with John Cena.
One of the best one-on-one promo guys in the business. Like actual, I know like John Cena gets a lot of hate, but he kind of does stick to the same formula, but his one-on-one promos with people are very good. He will eat you alive.
There's no way that they didn't know that they were sending Roman Reigns out there to look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah. That's, again, I wanted to be the fly on the wall. Yeah. Like, this is the situation where
I don't know what their plan with this man is.
What their pitch, I want to know what their pitch was.
Yeah.
Or who pitched it.
Yeah.
What they thought they were going to get across.
Yeah.
And then their reaction to when it was happening.
Yeah.
Because, Roman's going to get a majority boo. Like, he's getting a reaction.
Yeah.
That's fine. He's just going to get a reaction. He sells merch.
Yeah.
He's always going to be around. He's going to be in the main event. Yeah. We just have to live with it. He doesn't even need to turn heel.
But did that go how they thought it was going to go?
I don't think so.
Like, do you think that
they can't be that dumb, though.
Do you think that maybe they were like, okay, we're going to do this, and
They're bound to cheer Roman
and
over
it's
Cena,
gonna
right?
look and it's gonna look like this, right?
Yeah.
They're like, we have a plan. Go there. This is what your promos are gonna sound like. Cena, you're gonna say these things. Roman, you're gonna say these things, and we think it'll turn out like this. And then do you think that when they're watching it, they're like,
Oh fuck!
this is turning out much more one-sided than we thought.
I think that's probably how it panned out.
Yeah.
Like they maybe they were like, if we send Roman out against Cena, they're gonna choose Roman over Cena because they hate Cena.
They can't have thought that. There's no way they could have thought that.
It's called a promo,
Shut
kid,
your
and
mouth,
if you want
John.
to be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to do it, so go ahead.
I'm into the part where everyone, like I came back into wrestling where we are all loving Cena again.
Yeah.
I missed all those, that wide
Because he's
timeline.
not Super Cena anymore.
Yeah.
Like he's still this. By the way, he typically loses at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So it was interesting that he beat Baron Corbin.
Well, I mean, it's interesting for more reasons than just John Cena winning the match, but all the extra stuff, the
Yeah.
extracurricular news and rumors.
Yeah.
Where are they going with everything else? I don't know, dude. Like, what's our next big show? Survivor Series?
The big one, yeah. But yeah, No Mercy is in
They'll probably just do like another
No Mercy's in a
cross-
couple weeks. So hopefully we can get back in here and do just a show about No Mercy.
No Mercy's in a couple weeks?
Isn't it?
Is it the pre-release weekend?
Poop.
That's not fine. That's fine though. It's on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Like we watch it Sunday and then
Yeah,
get
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
It's great now because since the recording studio for the podcast is like way far away from everything else.
Yeah.
And also there's another studio through this wall
Yeah.
where they can do like feed dump and everything else. It's like scheduling is so much easier.
Yeah.
Because before Mondays were usually really good for me.
Yeah.
And then we're like, no.
half of
they're-
every Monday has Tinker Tailor in the same space that we were recording Sidewalk Slam, and that's no longer the case.
Yeah.
So, but I guess that's it for
it.
SummerSlam.
We did it.
So yeah, until next time, if you want to talk to us on Twitter, which is
Yes.
the best way to get a hold of us and
Yeah.
engage in pleasant conversations. My name is
We're good. We're completely pleasant
Yeah.
on Twitter.
that was more of an instruction for people to be pleasant. to us. I'm Graham. I'm at Graham_LRR, and Adam is at Wake Up Super. And you can support this show and all the shows we do by checking out our Patreon at patreon.com/LoadingReadyRun, which we would appreciate.
Yes. Also, we have a Twitch channel.
Now,
Twitch.tv/LoadingReadyRun. We stream every day. Different shows. There's different lineups.
and Adam has his own that he's streaming more on now.
Yeah, I do. I'm trying my hand at it.
Yeah.
So I'm getting things organized. It's a little potato at the moment, just because I'm shuffling how I'm going to set up everything. But it's twitch.tv/cbats, SEABATS.
You just got affiliate.
Yeah, I got affiliate. I did it. I crossed that very low bar. I mean, like
It's the first step.
I'm excited. Yeah, but that's what I looked at it as. I wasn't like.
Yeah.
I was excited that I got it. Like, hey, it's something.
Yeah.
But it's just for me, it's like I was already looking past it because I knew like it's pretty much a given that you'll get it for the most part. Not for everyone, but.
Yeah.
And I'm just like my blinders are on, so I'm really excited going forward.
Awesome.
Yes.
Cool. So check that out, and we'll be back soon, hopefully, with another episode.
No, we not hopefully.
We will be
back.
We
soon.
will be back soon.
We will see you after No Mercy.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.